What's going on, guys? Evan here, bringing you another Dark Souls gameplay on the Xbox 360. This is going to be part 10 of my Elly installment of videos. This will be part 2, however, of my journey through the catacombs. Several deaths and other issues forced me to divide these videos into 3 parts because, well, there's just a lot to do in the catacombs, particularly for a faith character who has more to do down here than a non-faith character, because the catacombs has numerous miracles in it that are good for a faith caster, and in addition, this is where you join the Gravelords Covenant, which will be outlined in this video. This is going to be a 20-minute video, and I really won't have anything... I really don't have enough to talk about catacombs related to talk for 20 minutes, nothing that wouldn't have been demonstrated just in the gameplay anyway, and I already elaborated on the fundamentals of the catacombs earlier in part 1, so we're going to have to talk about some other Dark Souls related stuff here for sure, but we're just not going to like verbally walk straight through the catacombs for 20 minutes. I think that'd be a little boring, and frankly I'm already boring myself just talking about why I'm not doing it. So with that said, let's take some time to talk about the Gravelords Covenant, because that's just the fundamentals of it, because it's a really neat covenant that really doesn't work the way it should, and I'll get into that. The Gravelords Covenant is a covenant with Gravelord Nito, who is the leader of the covenant. And yes, Nito is one of the last bosses of Dark Souls, depending on the order in which you do them, but he could be the very last boss you fight before you go up against Gwyn. Which is interesting, because he is the only Covenant quest giver in the game, is Gravelord Nito. Which makes it interesting. You're pretty much joining the Covenant. You can only join the Covenant with an in-game boss, and he's the only NPC of the Covenant. So you have to talk to him to rank up, you have to talk to him to do pretty much everything ever. This isn't as big of a problem as it sounds, honestly, because as long as you rank up your Covenant with him before you kill him, you don't get expelled by killing him, because the game recognizes that, you know, you have to do so to progress. It's still would have been nice if you could have, like, I don't know, touched a Gravelord Nito's spirit or lived on in his honor or something like that, but once he's dead, you cannot rank up your Covenant until New Game Plus, which will reset your current rank. So my advice is just max out the Covenant, because this is one of those covenants where you don't actually have to be a member to gain the benefits. What you get for joining the Gravelords Covenant, if you rank it up to +1, which is actually as high as you need to go, you get Gravelord's Sword Dance and Gravelord's Sword for joining. By the way, the Gravelord's Sword is a fantastic PvP weapon. I'm not too sold on it for PvE, but for PvP it's phenomenal. So I highly recommend it. The R2 attack on that thing is... the parrying time on that is wonky, and the damage on it is huge, so... and it inflicts poison, so... really great. I can't stress it enough. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic PvP weapon. But anyway, you do not have to be a member to use the sword or the miracles, so really any character that has access to faith will want to join, at least temporarily, just to betray it later, to get all the benefits. Leveling up the Covenant requires Eyes of Death, which are easy to farm in the depths or in the Great Hollow. Much better to do it in the depths where it's safer. You need 10 Eyes of Death, and this used to be a hell of a task, because the drops on... well, you can get Eyes of Death either by invading as a member of the Covenant, which I'll talk about later, or by farming them from enemies. Which is the same as true for all the Covenants. You can get everything you need to level them up in single player, which is a nice touch by software, but in version 104 and before, prior to version 104, the drop rates on all Covenant-related items were extremely low. Like, you could farm maybe an hour plus for one Covenant item. So, if you're trying to farm Souvenirs of Reprisal for the Dark Moon Covenant, or Eyes of Death for the Gravelords Covenant, you might be farming for a very, very long time. But, thankfully, they patched the game, and now Souvenirs of Reprisal still drop really infrequently, and you need 10 of those to max out Dark Moon. But Gravelord's Eyes, they drop at the rate of probably 2 or 3 an hour, and you get 3 right away off that corpse behind this demon here. So yeah, they're not bad at all to do offline, but you could always invade and get them the traditional style. I'm taunting him because he killed me once, and that offended me. Alright. So after this Tantanite demon goes down, you can run back there to that body and get 3 Eyes of Death, and you need an Eye of Death to actually talk to Nito. I believe this is the correct coffin, right? You just get in this coffin and lay here. You have to lay here a while before it triggers, so sit down, set your controller down, just chill. I was surprised how long it made you wait. It's kind of like waiting for the crow to take you for the Undead Asylum the first time. It's like the game wants to confirm you know that it's there. Like, it doesn't just want to do it automatically. It wants to take the time to confirm that you know, and you're willing to wait. But thankfully I know about it because I've done this before, and everyone probably knows about this. This isn't really a secret anymore, but we'll go ahead and do it. And plus, this is easily one of the coolest covenants. Like, it's just got a really nice feel to it. I mean, my home base is the Tomb of Giants with Gravelord Nito and like a secret chamber, and I have to get there through a coffin. That's just straight cool. Like, it's hard to not love that. Not to mention the mechanics of the PvP are pretty awesome. And let me talk about that here right after we get out of this cutscene and we arrive in the Tomb of the Giants. I'll do a little walk around in this small chamber so you guys can check it out in case you've never been here. Because if you're not using Faith, you'll probably never come here unless you want the Gravelord's Sword, or you just really want to be a member of the Covenant. The Gravelord's Sword miracles aren't that great like the Gravelord's Sword dances, so if you miss out on them, I wouldn't really be too worried. It's not a big deal, but if you are Faith, they're nice to have, and you need them for the trophy, and this is one of those games where it's really fun to chase the achievements on it. So there's Gravelord Nito and his enormous coffin. And I have to pray to him. Apparently can't speak to him. I believe that, you know. I don't know if something like that can talk. But, you know, whatever. He's one of the original lords, and he got a lord soul, and he became sweet, and he helped Gwen kill the dragon, so respect for that, because I really like the fundamental plotline of this story. I don't even know if I fully understand it, but I really like the, you know, the backstory. And now we're going to enter the Covenant. You get the sweet little black. Oh, and then you get the sword and the dance. And we're back. I edited out the giving 10 Eyes of Death to Gravelord Nito to increase my Covenant allegiance up and get the Great Gravelord Sword Dance. Great Gravelord Sword Dance. Sorry, stuttering there. You actually don't get anything extra for going all the way up to rank 3, but if you feel so inclined, you may. There's no achievement for it either, so kind of like, whatever. But I guess if you're a die-hard member, like if you're doing a Gravelords Covenant roleplay character, then I guess you'd stay in the Covenant forever and you'd eventually get there. But that said, you just get back in the coffin to get out of here, and I should probably explain the Gravelord invasion system. You put down an Eye of Death wherever you are standing. You just use that in your inventory, and that puts it down on the ground. Then you basically wait, and this is the worst thing about it. You have to wait, because you have to keep channeling the sign. Like, it's not like you can just leave it and go play through the rest of the game. You have to stay close to that sign, which really confines your character. I mean, it's not like the Cat Covenant, or the Force Hunter Covenant, where you can just equip the ring and go do whatever. Like, no, you're actually going to be sort of chained to that Gravelord sign. And how it works is, instead of invading someone in the world directly, you actually curse the world of several other players, as I understand it. And once the world is cursed, they'll start losing like 20 souls a second, maybe 20 souls a minute. They'll start having their souls drained, and the world will start getting invaded by black phantoms of regular enemies, which are souped up, stronger versions of the regular enemies, and they'll get summoned in. They pretty much make the player's world more difficult to get through. And in order for them to remove the curse from their world, they can't just die. They actually have to quit the title screen of the game, which disconnects them and saves, ends the invasion, or they have to come kill you. In order to kill you, they have to come find your summon sign that you placed. So wherever you place the summon sign in your world is where it will appear in their world, which is cursed. They go to your summon sign, and then they get summoned to your world to battle you. And if they kill you, it ends the curse and you die. If you kill them, you destroy the target and the curse ends. This sounds pretty neat in theory, but it's actually pretty awful. For a lot of reasons. First off, the curse isn't strong enough to make most players worry about it. I mean, when I usually get Gravelord's Curse, unless I see the summon sign like right there, I just go ahead and grind out the rest of the world. It doesn't fog door me like the other invasions do, so I can just finish out the level or something like that. And the curse just isn't a big enough deal. I mean, I'm pretty content just to play with it on my world. It's just not damn like it. I don't know. I don't even know if the curse idea works. It's original and it's different, but if you can't force yourself into the world, I don't think it's that great. It'd be cooler if you actually got to invade and you curse the world at the same time. I think that would be better, because then you could actively engage them, and all the Black Phantoms could engage them. I don't know. I think that'd be fun, but that's not how it works, so whatever. The next problem is, it's actually pretty hard to curse someone's world, and even after once you curse it, they may not care. A lot of players just won't fight you. They just ignore you, or they just disconnect the title screen. It's not really a great system. If you do Gravelord invade somebody and kill them, you'll get an Eye of Death. And Eyes of Death are how, of course, how you invade. You invade with the Eyes of Death, and you level up with the Eyes of Death. So, you know, that's one way to get your Eyes of Death. Much quicker just to farm them. Anyway, went back to the bonfire there to heal up and everything, but this is how you progress the level. You're starting to see it's starting to look more like a tomb. You're actually getting out of the catacombs and into the Tomb of the Giants, which is the next area. Skeletons ricochet off the shield. I don't know. At this point, I was pretty tired of the catacombs. Frankly, I'm pretty tired of commentating as well. You know, I like commentating, but this is not. It is a neat area, but it's not one of my favorites. In this area here, there's actually a significant number of skeletons, like, down that ladder, so you want to pull them up. That way you don't get, like, run over by a ton of skeletons. So in this game, you know, no matter what the enemy, you can actually get overwhelmed by pretty much anybody. Anything in mass numbers is really dangerous, and actually the area down these stairs is really dangerous. Took the time to get my little taunt in. Completely unnecessary, but I enjoyed it. Still have a divine weapon. Down this ladder is a really dangerous spot. There's like 3 or 4 skeletons, I think 3. 2 skeletal archers up there in the next room, but yeah. Once you go down this ladder, there's going to be a necromancer and 2 skeletal archers. It's kind of a big deal because it makes it really difficult to move in with that much projectiles coming towards you, and you're still going to take damage on your shield unless you have a fire resist shield, which I do not, and I don't think most players will. So pretty much the only way to do this is just to charge them. What makes this more complicated is if you don't have a divine weapon, those skeletons will keep getting up until you down the necromancer. So pretty much you should be coming to the catacombs without a divine weapon anyway. It's just not worth the hassle. But I'm gonna manage to take all these guys out. This area can actually be even more dangerous. There's actually a Black Knight up ahead. He's up on like a cliff. If he detects you for whatever reason, or he locks onto you, if he decides to engage you, that's a big problem. Because you do not want to come in here with 2 archers, with the necromancer and the freaking Black Knight all in here at once. That's not what you want. I mean, the odds of surviving that are pretty slim. Now, one trick is you can't climb up the ladder and back out. The Black Phantoms will not climb ladders, neither will the necromancer, but eventually you're going to have to push through and kill these guys anyway. So really the only reason you back out is if you've run out of flash and you're about to die and you need to do like a reroll, a mulligan, or if the Black Knight engaged you and you're like, fudge, and you just had to back out. I'm chasing after the skeleton that went up the ladder. At least I think I saw one go up the ladder. I want to take care of him. Yep, I was right. The area after that, with the archers, is actually even more dangerous. This is actually a really dangerous area in the game, at least in my opinion. I've died here a lot. Is they have the pinwheel skeletons, which haven't been seen yet in this commentary, but you may have encountered them before. If you've seen pinwheel skeletons, then you know what I'm talking about. These 2 floors break, and you can fall through here to get items. Neither of them are particularly valuable, but you might as well get them, right? They're not a big deal. One of these drops actually takes you down to where the Black Phantom is. He's on a ledge. Yeah, the other hole opposite from this one will take you to where the Black Phantom is. It's worth going down there first to engage the Black Phantom to kill him before he's gonna rumble with all these pinwheels down here. Because the way it is now, there's no way to back out of here except going down to pinwheel land. So now I'll have to deal with the Black Knight and all the pinwheel skeletons and the exploding head dudes. So I don't know. I've pretty much played this wrong. You don't want to do it this way. I should use homeward and back out, or homeward bone, but I don't. I have to prove my value to you guys. I have to prove that Elly and I, we're sweet, and we will just trample all over these monsters. Yeah, I think I'm going to game over here. I don't remember, though, but I'm pretty sure I get a you died here. Those pinwheel guys are scary. Those things will kill you faster than any other enemy in the game that I know of. Oh, yep. There's the Black Knight blocking the way out. Don't know why he came over here, but he did. See, now I'm in trouble. Now I've got to deal with the Black Knight and the pinwheels. And I know I'm going to get overrun. I just know it. So I decide to go up the ladder and run away. The Black Knight is huge and cannot climb it. The pinwheel skeletons will not climb it. So, pretty safe up here. Now here the trick would be to go back to the bonfire, rest up, and try this again. But then I'm like, but if I do that, then the stupid archers will come back. I don't want to deal with that. I'll just fall and attack and one-shot both of them. But it didn't work because the Black Knight survived, and now I've got the Black Knight chipping away at my shield and the Rolly skeleton in here, and it's just going to be a bad time for everybody. I'm trying to get the backstab off, because if I backstab him, he'll collapse and give me time to heal up, but I managed to heal up anyway. So now I'm just trying to, like, oof! No! Black Knight Great Axe hits so hard and hurts so bad! Ah. Then I flask again. You know how this goes. Once you're in panic mode, the odds of coming out of it alive pretty slim. Now I'm like just trying to chip away at that wheel skeleton to get him out of the way. I almost just got one-shotted there by that upward swing. If that had clipped me, I just would have died. And I get the skeleton, so now things are looking up. I think I've got this on lockdown. Gonna back up, gonna heal. Oh, I don't heal. And he does his combo attack, and I survived that too. Not so much that one! So, he gets the uppercut, depletes my stamina, breaks my guard, lifts me up on his axe, and slams me on the ground. I pretty much look like a tool. But no problem, I'll respawn, and we'll go back and try it again. It's going to be a little editing here, a little warp. We warped to retrieval there. Sorry guys, I know this isn't the most informative Dark Souls commentary, but once I started doing the catacombs, I felt like I had to include every part ever of it. Every part ever of it, otherwise it just wouldn't be a complete commentary for you guys. So here we go. You get to hear me ramble through the last stages of the catacombs here, and I'm checking that bloodstain to see if it's mine, but it's not. I don't think you can see your own bloodstains, but I figured I'd check. Alright, now these guys. These guys will break your guard like so quick, because once you start blocking them, they'll keep rolling into you, and that's horribly frustrating. Oop, he dropped a humanity though, so everything's already better. And then he glitches through the wall, and I don't even know what to say to that. Don't see that kind of stuff happen too much on this game, at least I don't, but it doesn't really affect anything. Be pretty pissed if like an NPC or something like that wall glitched and just died, and I needed an item off him. But I'm pretty sure that bone wheel skeletons are probably the only thing that can glitch out like that, because they get like a really weird animation to them, and I don't know, probably lets them pass through walls and stuff. Whatever, I don't know what's going on. See, that one didn't glitch out though, so I guess we're okay. Oh, that one gets me in the back. If you have low vitality, you see how he goes through the wall too. I don't even know, but you saw the damage those guys do. Like, if I didn't have like upwards of 20 vitality, I would probably just instantly die. It's really important you get your shield facing the direction they're coming. And there's a ton of these guys in here. There might be like 6 of them back in here. The Black Knight's down. He jumped from that ledge I'm looking up at, so you have to worry about that. Oh, no, I haven't killed him yet, but that's where he comes from. Sorry. A little confusion in my mind. Basically, my point is, that's where he jumps down from, is that giant ledge up there, and he just jumped down to challenge me here, because dying or going to the any bonfire will reset his position. How do you jump that high with an axe that heavy and armor that heavy? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I get that he's, like, human. He's not really human, but, like, come on, man. Like, I want to do attacks like that. And I guess the closest thing I get to do is the ninja flip, which I don't have unlocked at this point, but that might be my next gameplay commentary after Tomb of the Giants, is getting the ninja flip ring, because that's something every character ever should use, because it's the most overpowered item in the game, easily. He's not hard at all once it's just him, but I'll go ahead and take my victory taunt for you guys, because he killed me once. I got a white tanzanite chunk off his body, which is actually really convenient, because this is a really lowly upgraded divine weapon, and white tanzanite chunks are what takes me to like 5 and 10. Oh, just a little piece of FYI. A little piece of FYI, that sounds silly. A little FYI, those skeletons can actually drop their shield, the bone wheel shield, but no, you don't get to roll around on it. It does have an attack though. You raise the shield up in the air and you spin it on them. It's pretty cool. It can be used as a weapon. No, it's not good, but it is cool. And somebody put a video up on YouTube where he was using like 2 of them, like 1 in each hand, and like shield bashing and like spinning them in people's saws. Like, it basically buzzsaws people is the easiest way to describe it. And that's pretty hot. I liked it a lot. Most manly build ever. Double bone wheel shields PvP. Most manly PvP build ever. Axel from Twisted Metal 2. Yeah. Well, and I guess any of the Twisted Metals. Anyway, you can tell I'm pretty tired of being in the catacombs, and there is another part to this though. I need to wrap up a couple items I missed, and they're really important, so you don't want to miss them. So if you've come this far, please watch the last part of the commentary just to make sure you don't miss anything. In addition, I'll show you how to reach Vamos the blacksmith, and he's pretty important. He makes fire and chaos weapons, etc. ad nauseum. But I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I know this probably wasn't the most energetic or exciting commentary. I should have prepared a topic to to elaborate on, like more about shields or something like that, but And here's the ledge the Black Knight drops from. There's nothing up here. I just figured I'd show it in the commentary so everyone can see, kind of where the Black Knight's hanging out and spending all his days when to dive attack you. And I'll also show you where the blacksmith is. He is behind this stone wall here on the right, which you cannot open, but you can hear his hammer. Alright guys, thanks for watching.